The Ripple lawsuit is now officially over. Yes, guys, the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit is over. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying right there? The SEC versus Ripple case, boom, out the window, thrown out. Why? This is crazy because the SEC just withdrew. They're like, you know what? We're giving up. We don't want to fight this battle no more. It is that crazy, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason I'm not in front of my camera right now is because I'm upgrading my room. I checked into a hotel and I'm like, you know what? The Ripple versus SEC lawsuit ended overnight. Give me the best room you got. Because we're going crazy tonight because obviously, guys, it's been years. And so in this video, I want to quickly update you guys on what I do believe is going to happen and why this might be the case. I think a little bit later today, we might get ourselves a little bit more updates on the matter. But I'm grabbing our reserve phone just to grab some content here because it's literally insane. No more updates in the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit for a good while, as once more they withdrew. They're like, you know what? We don't want to handle all this pressure. We do not want all this smoke. The case dismissed against Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson. So it says right here, stipulation of the voluntary dismissal is hereby stipulated and agreed by and between the parties and or their respective counsel that the above captioned action is voluntarily dismissed. Are you guys understanding that? With prejudice against the defendants, Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, without costs pursuant to Rule 41 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. So this basically means that the SEC and Ripple came together to say, let's not continue this on. And the reason I am not very much surprised by this is because we talked before about why it is in the worst interest for the SEC to continue this on to trial. The reason for that, for the most part, being if they let this go through, a lot of people would have to take the stand. And for the most part, as far as I'm concerned, almost everything that happens then throughout the next year or so will have negative consequences for the SEC's other cases. And so if the SEC wants to keep things as separated as humanly possible, it's in their absolute best interest to just take this loss, try and rebuttal or rebuke that whatever the frick, this loss by going for an appeal as soon as possible. They wanted to go for an intellectual appeal, wasn't allowed. So they're just like, you know what? Let's end the rest of the case. Let's just appeal as soon as possible for whatever happened here and not dig deeper. As you hopefully all know, we in the XRP community have often said that there's a lot of shady stuff going on within the SEC. I'm mostly referring there to a lot of the policy they've gone for with regards to not making rules and kind of giving Ethereum a free pass. In the midst, though, of saying that Ripple did things wrong, there's a lot of dead cats. I am not sure how you say that. Dead horses we're going to have to take out of the freaking waters. That's probably not how you say that. That sounds kind of weird. By the way, people here, I'm not sure how the rest of the world kind of works, but in Asia, they have some interesting rules with regards to construction. It was 2 a.m. last night, and they're like, you know what? Let's keep drilling, all right? You see this? Let's keep going. 2 a.m., I don't care. Because apparently nighttime sometimes is better. And I asked the hotel, and they're like, yeah, what are you going to do about it? What can we do? They're like, this is the neighbors. No, we can't tell them to stop. I was like, oh, that's different in Europe. Oh, I'm not letting my neighbors drill in the middle of the night. That would be interesting. Besides the point, a lot of things would be basically dug up. Partially, we're going to have to review again whether, because the SEC wants to relive a lot of these experiences. For example, the fair notice defense was kind of thrown out by the judge. They didn't really look at that. But it might have to be discussed yet again. That's one point. The second point is almost every single person, because we're going to go to trial, has to sit on that stand and explain some stuff. And so Bill Hinman has to explain a lot. And that could be quite peculiar, especially if stories now are not going to match up or are going to be vague or could set the wrong precedent for other cryptos, like, for example, Ethereum. And I think that's what the SEC is mostly afraid of, that whatever would happen as this goes to trial would be worse than just skipping out on this case. At the same time, by the way, Bitcoin just hit $29,000. I'm not 100% sure it is still above there. I'm just reading through a lot of the messages. People asking me, case dropped? Yes. Somebody says this is all a sad day for us. Every day we've gotten up, had a cup of coffee. I have a cup of coffee right there. Hoping today the lawsuit will end and boom, it's over. Tomorrow you just have a cup of coffee and that's it. From that perspective, this is a pretty sad day. I've done hundreds of Ripple versus SEC lawsuit updates and it's over. Can you guys believe that? If you've not pressed that like button yet, show some support, everybody. All right, I'm getting to this video without even having my camera, my microphone set up because I was like, damn, it really happened just now? Middle of the night for me too? Why are they doing me like that? You know, why? At 3 a.m., why they post the news at that hour, or 4 a.m. even? That is insane though, but I am more than overjoyed, more than happy. I'll cover later what the next steps are going to be exactly and how that's going to work. Mostly just now looking at the idea that everything has been dismissed, no more trial next year, Ripple officially won, Chris Larson officially in the green, Brad Garlinghouse in the green, no more allegations against them. The only major thing is that they're going to come back for whatever they couldn't get before, which means the decision the judge made, the SEC will most likely still try to appeal. They'll try to go after it. They'll try to get their butts and eat them all up like freaking peanut butter, because that's kind of how the SEC rolls. I'm scrolling through, by the way, if you're wondering, just seeing if I missed something or something new just came out, something crazy. But no, it just talks about appeal and about how they're going to... Oh, wait, the SEC declined to comment. That's an interesting one. They declined to comment. They do not want to let anything more go. No trial next year. The charges against Brad and Chris have been dropped. Expect to see some litigation penalty phase between the two parties regarding the appropriate penalty for Ripple's misdoing, right, that we talked about before. That the SEC will still appeal. The others might make this kind of like wait a little bit. Stuart Alroty from Ripple, the Ripple legal counsel, about the dismissal of the charges says it's a surrender by the SEC. And 7 hours ago, basically, the Ripple legal team said the SEC made a serious mistake going after Brad and Chris personally. And now they've capitulated, dismissing all charges against our executives. This is not a settlement. This is an SEC surrender. That's 3 consecutive wins for Ripple, including the July 13th decision, ruling that as a matter of law, XRP is not a security. The October 3rd decision denying the SEC's bid for intellectual appeal, and now this. So that is 3 wins in a row. And Jeremy Hogan, a very well-known lawyer, said the lawsuits against the individual defendants hurt the SEC in discovery and a host of other legal issues, and it was all for nothing. Big mistake indeed. And again, the point being that if they continued on, it might have actually hurt them more than just surrendering right now, which is interesting. But yeah, this is for the most part what's been going on. I am pretty stoked about this. I had some more news to cover. I actually had so much more to say. And I recorded one video yesterday. You guys will see shortly. And I hope I'm not talking too much about the case ending. In theory, though, like, the case is over, but it will still have repercussions. So what I said at the start of no more lawsuit updates is kind of a lie. Obviously, because things still have to be discussed, like what penalty Ripple pays for what they did lose on, and what the next thing is going to be. For example, will the SEC appeal? That will still have to be covered. So I will probably get you guys another lawsuit update not too long from now. Here's a nice little lamp. If you guys did not know, you probably did notice. I'm not sure why I said that. Sometimes I say weird things because if you don't have like a recording setup, you just are holding a phone, you sometimes get kind of awkward, you know? I'm just telling you guys, I'm a human being still too, kind of. Just one that likes to invest and likes to take you guys on my investment journey. And some beautiful investments are coming up soon. Guys, hopefully you've all pressed that like button. I got so much cool stuff for y'all coming. I want you guys all to do well, especially those in the XP community supporting every single day. But also, if you're not in it and you're just liking an update, I want you guys to do well too. So yeah, just getting you guys on with this quick little update. And we're excited for what's about to happen next because, well, even though the price did not react too much to this, you'd say it's only up from here, right? What, really? In terms of, we got people watching me through the curtains. They're probably like, what is this guy doing? It's okay. I wanted to say, like, in terms of price, we've had the most awkward, the most negative news for Ripple we could have ever had when the case dropped and when things were going bad. But if you realistically speak and think about it, what else that's worse can still happen to XRP? Almost nothing. A lot of other cryptos might still get these repercussions with the SEC coming in hot, giving them a hot smoke sandwich, putting them on the freaking barbecue. But we right now in the XP community can go to grilling the SEC. We could just start laughing in their face, start grilling them publicly because what can they do? Sue us again? No, they can appeal, but they were going to do that anyway. So at the end of the day, XRP is now in free territory. And as I said before, the Ripple case is now officially over. The SEC will appeal again probably, and the fine still has to be discussed, but it's now officially over. And that's really freaking bullish.